Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Mariam here with us. She's got this sweet story about her business because she's involved in honey business. So, Mariam, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, my name is Mariam Molake. I am a co-owner of Blessings Bazar. We have herbal infused honeys, and we help people build their own herbal apothecaries at home, as well as loose leaf herb tea blends.
So tell me, it's very interesting. Like, what brings you into this honey business?
We actually were kind of launched into the herbal business through taking over a store that was already an herbal shop, and we were doing a lot of loose leaf tea. And what better to go with tea except for honey?
Hmm.
And I personally don't love tea that much. My mom really loves tea, so she's a tea gal. But I still like to use herbs, and so I will take it with honey as a tincture as opposed to a whole cup of tea.
Very good. Yeah, interesting. And so you basically like got into this shop and then you started reselling the local tea you mentioned when we were in the green room, yeah, from Colorado. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we will make our own herbal teas and infusions there. And then we use local honey and we infuse our herbs into it and send that out. People like our local honey. It's good for your allergies to have your local honey. And so, yeah, all the little things helps with throat too. We have ginger infused tea, hibiscus, honey, all that fun stuff.
Great. Yeah. And so where do you see your business in the next year?
I see my business being run full time by me and my mom not having to work a full-time job to help support it.
Totally. Yeah, yeah. So that's very good. Now, on top of that, obviously, so what, for example, differentiates your honey to other honeys?
The main thing that differentiates it is that it will have herbal infusions in there. So there is peppermint honey, there's ginger honey, hibiscus honey. There's even some yerba mate honey because some people really like their little kick of caffeine. And then they can just put it into some warm water or hot water or hot milk. And then they have their beverage for the day. Um, it still gives you all the benefits of the tea, but a little bit of sweetness. It shortens I guess, the steeping time because it's already pre-steeped in there.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And then on top of that, obviously, you're a business owner together with your mom, and you're an entrepreneur. And we talked about this as well a little bit about in the green room. You know, as entrepreneurs, we do go to certain challenges from time to time, and this podcast is called Open Book Entrepreneurs. So we talk a little bit about that. So, what actually helps you to stay motivated when you're going through like negative situations in your business or negative circumstances?
I will say being able to lean on my mom. The fact that we are in business now kind of had to it kind of was forced upon us a little bit through circumstance. But her and I worked together for years. For about a decade, we sold insurance together, and so we already knew that we could. But we lean on each other. We'll have the hard conversations. Sometimes we're kind of yelling at each other, and working through it. But we really do have a mutual respect, understanding, and love for each other. So. I mean, I've known her my whole life, literally. So I think I can trust her, and that helps. And she's a safe space for me to kind of be like, "What are you doing?" And then she's like, "Relax, I'm not doing anything crazy." But yeah, it's a balance.
Yeah, totally. And obviously you're doing insurance sales before, and what did you learn there that you can actually apply to this other business of honey?
Surprisingly, so much. There was a lot of communication skills that I learned from there, like understanding how people even learn. Because the things that we deal with now and with herbalism, we do kind of have to educate people. You can't just go taking herbs, if you're taking medicines or anything like that, we're always recommending people to like talk with their doctors and educate and research for themselves too. And that's something you have to do in insurance. When people are buying insurance, not everybody knows what they're even purchasing. So we're talking about a lot of terms that nobody really knows. And so we kind of just explain it in a way that people are empowered. So then they can also kind of teach their friends, like, oh no, you need this type of insurance, trust me. And that's what we do with herbs too. We're just like, we know everything, the things that we know, we want to share with you. But insurance agencies and insurance agents are like the third most hated profession besides like car dealers and lawyers.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we people kind of do have a psychological noise coming into it. They're not happy to deal with you. So we did a good job of making sure that they felt secure and happy because whenever we ended up leaving insurance back in Texas where we started, there were a lot of sad customers. It was like a family. We really built a community there, even in something as boring and bureaucratic as insurance.
Excellent. Yeah. And if someone wants to actually find out a little bit more about you, about your business of honey and stuff, like how they can do that?
They can find me at www.blessingsbezar.com, and we're also on Facebook as well. We post there a lot, so you
Yeah.
can
So
join the
it's
gang.
Blessing Be Bizarre. Is it how it's spelled, like with double Z, double A R? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll make sure we leave the link in the description of this episode, so anyone watching us can just click the link and go from there to make sure they got the correct spelling. And on top of that, like, well, any final thought, anything you would like to share with the audience, about honey, about the business, about entrepreneurship, just before we go, before we complete this episode?
I recommend for you to follow your gut. Sometimes in entrepreneurship, you kind of have to follow the flow that is there, but sometimes your gut says to kind of nudge the flow a little bit. So just trust that that entrepreneurial spirit in you does really guide you to like what's best for you, even if it looks like almost exactly like somebody else's. It's still not you doing it, and that's what makes it different.
Wonderful, yeah. Mariam, thank you so much for being here today, for being a guest, for sharing your story. Thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you liked it, drop us a like. If you have any questions for Mariam or me, you can ask them in the comments and we'll be more than happy to answer. See you all in the next episode. All the best and bye bye.
Bye bye.